How are you today? I hope you had a nice weekend and you had some time outside with your family. Maybe you got to go for a walk in the sunshine or the rain, who knows. And I hope you are feeling rested and ready for our new week. Maybe you've already had breakfast and washed your face and brushed your hair and are ready for some learning. Yay! All right, so we'll start by showing each other our hearts. This is my heart from me to you. I miss you and I'm excited to give you these lessons. And then our rainbow with all of our friends connected together. And even though we're not in the same space, we're always thinking of each other and we are connected because we're all doing these lessons together. And yeah, can't wait to be in the same room again. Okay, so let's start with our calendar. Mine's buried over here, stuff. Okay, so if you did this calendar, the one you wrote on, or if you did this calendar where you traced and you, hey, mine's still not colored. What's going on? I need you guys to remind me to color my calendar. If this was in class, I know one of you would have colored it for me already, but I need to color it. Okay, gonna remember. So on the weekend, we had Saturday, April 4th, and we had Sunday, April 5th, and today is Monday, April 6th. There we go, and it is a Monday morning. I hope it's sunny there, and we are still in the season of, did you say it? I bet you said it. Spring, where the weather is changing a lot day by day, even throughout the day. It can be sunny and then rainy and then the sun will come back out and maybe we'll even get a rainbow one day, which we talked about on Friday. I can't wait, and if you do, I really hope you let me know and draw it in your weather book. So my weather today, I wrote April 6th, 2020, and I drew a little rain cloud and some rain because it is raining here, but I think maybe the sun will come out afterwards. So for our weather study, we're going to keep on adding parts to it. So every week, maybe not every week, but most weeks I'm going to add in something else that we can record in our weather book. And today, this week, is going to be the rainfall, okay? So it would be great if you guys could get a jar or a can, something sturdy and a little bit heavy. And what we're going to do is we're just going to open the jar and we're going to put it outside. Pretty easy, right? So we're going to put it outside and we're going to put it someplace where we can see it, maybe from the window, but then every day at the same time of day. That's sort of important. So either, before a lesson, or maybe at 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. or after dinner, or right when you wake up. I want you to go to your jar and you can bring it inside, and I want you to check and see how much water, how much precipitation has landed inside your jar. So if there was a big storm, you might have, quite a bit of water inside your can or your jar. And then maybe there's just a little bit of water, maybe there's just a few droplets, who knows, because like we said, the weather changes so much. And then day to day, we're going to record in our book how much water we were able to measure in our jars. So I only have this massive, well, it's not too big, but it's a pretty big shiny ruler. I'm hoping that you have some different rulers or tape measures at your house. And we've all had lessons with reading our rulers and tape measures before in class. But if you don't remember, we're going to look for the part that says centimeters. It's really shiny. I hope you can see it. And those are the ones we're going to count by. We're going to count by centimeters, okay? So either when you have your water in your jar and you take it out at the same time every day, you're going to see where it is. So I'm going to look, and you can even put your ruler inside your jar and see like where it gets wet, and then that could tell you, okay? So it's just going to look through an approximation, and it's reading quite a bit here today. So I just wrote in my book that it's going to be about, I'll do it for real tomorrow, but I wrote 3 centimeters. So that was just sort of an example to guess and kind of show you how much water might be in my jar. 3 centimeters. So maybe there will be, maybe there won't be, but I can't wait to check it tomorrow morning and see. So I'm going to check my weather jar every day at 9 a.m. That's my goal. And I'm going to write down, I'm going to measure it and write down. And also, I was just going to show you that if you have a sunny day, so on April 3rd, we had a sunny day, and maybe there isn't any water in your jar. The water doesn't collect anything. There will always be a little bit of moisture because there's moisture in the air. There's always a little bit of do and things like that. So then on those days, instead of writing anything, you can just put a T, okay, a ch sound. So there. And that stands for trace amounts. And that's the same that a meteorologist would do. They would just write or record that there's just trace amounts, which means there's just such a small amount, we can't even measure it. But yeah, we can put that. So yeah, so I can't wait to see, and maybe we'll have some days where there's, 10 centimeters, some days where there's just one, probably a bunch of days where there's just trace amounts, but that's okay. And then when we get back together, we can compare our weather, not only how it looked outside and how it felt, but also how much water and how much precipitation occurred. Okay, fun. All right. So the other thing we're going to talk about this week is birds, because birds are making their way back, they're migrating back, we're so happy they're back, good sign of spring, they're building their nest, which I'll show you. I have a little nest that I'll show you later on in the week, but today I want to show you this guy. This is, covering his eye. This is a woodpecker, or a figurine of a woodpecker. I think he's made out of grass or straw. Isn't he cool? Yeah, and so he's a woodpecker, and he's definitely one of the backyard birds, or one of the birds that can happen that come into cities. And woodpeckers are cool because they make holes in trees, and they're kind of pecking into the tree, and they make a loud noise, and they're trying to get the bugs out of the tree and then bring them back to their nest for when their eggs hatch and to feed. And so woodpeckers are definitely a sign of spring because they're back out and they're working away. And also here we have lots of blue jays and robins, and I think those are the top ones I've seen, blue jays and robins. We have some ravens here because we're in the forest and on a lake. But yeah, the woodpecker I wanted to share with you. So I don't know what kind of birds you're seeing, but I think it would be great if you recorded the birds. And I'm going to send you a little bird book. I might send it to you tomorrow, okay? And then we'll start recording what birds we're seeing and kind of their behavior. But the thing today for birds that we're going to do is just go over the parts of the bird and label it. I know most of you have done this before in class, but here's a nice little example, and it gives you the words up top. So beak, eye, wing, tail, feet, and breast, and you can label your bird like that at home and color it, and you can color it into any kind of bird you want. So if you want it to be a blue jay or a robin or a woodpecker or a chickadee, that's up to you. Yeah, so I thought that would be fun. Okay, all right, my friends. So before we go on, let's do just a quick little French aujourd'hui, comment ça va? I know you're starting to do French classes with Miss Debbie in the afternoon, so that's awesome, but we can continue just doing this little check-in with us, and maybe eventually we'll do a little bit more. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's go. Aujourd'hui, ça va bien. Aujourd'hui, ça va non. Aujourd'hui, ça va comme ci, comme ça. Aujourd'hui, ça va fantastique. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the hand actions, and I want you to do the talking. Okay, so. Bravo! I hope you were able to say all of them and complete the sentence on your own. Awesome. So good. Okay, so now we're going to do our language lesson for today. So last week we looked at the what? Who can remember? The noun. We looked at the noun, and that was a lot of fun. And I think we classified it into people, places, and things. And then we went on a noun hunt in our house, which was really fun, and I saw some of your beautiful work, so thank you for sharing with me. And today we're going to look at the verb. The verb. So what is a verb? Well, a verb is an action, and it can be any action, big or small. So I have a bunch of verb cards here, and we're gonna read them, and we're gonna act them out together, and that will be our first part of the verb, because verbs are so cool because no matter what, you can act them out because they're action words. Okay, so they're words that tell us an action. All right, so the first one first, I'm going to hold it up and give you a chance to read it, because if you are already at the place where you can read words off the screen, that's awesome. And then we can act it out together and yeah, be fun. Okay, so the first word is, yeah, rest. Okay, so let's do the verb rest. All right. Okay, what does it say? Sniff, that's right. Sniff, you may sniff a flower in spring. Sniff. What does it say? Sob. What sob mean? Sob means to cry really hard. Oh, I'm sobbing because I can't see you guys. Sob. Okay, what does that one say? Grunt. So grunt is like when you make a noise and it doesn't come from words. It's just so that's me grunting. Grunt. Okay, what's this one say? Mop. All right, so if you're mopping the floor, mopping up water, mop. What does that say? Grin. That's more of a smile. That's my grin. Okay, what does this one say? Wink. That's right. Wink. It's an action because I'm doing it with my body. So it's a verb. I'm winking. Yeah. Drink. What does Miss Jillian love to drink every morning? Yeah, coffee. Drink. What does that one say? Sing. La 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 la. I love to sing. So even I can do singing, that action of singing without moving my body, just my kind of vocal cords and mouth, but it's still a verb because I'm doing it. Sing. And last one, jog. Yeah, so jogging, I love to go for jogs, so healthy for my body. Jog. Okay, so I'm going to send you a bunch of verbs at home, and you guys can print them out or write them out in cursive, and I want you to do the actions. You can play a game where you give everybody in your family a couple of verbs together, and then you all do the actions. I'll read it and do the actions. That would be a fun thing to do. You can also classify them with stuff that you do with your whole body, stuff you do with your hands, stuff you do just with your mouth and your face. So that's another fun thing to do, but I think just playing with verbs and practicing is so fun. Okay, so the next part of this lesson is because we did nouns last week, I thought right away, I think, a few of you had the lesson on the verb too, so we could just move on to the verb and the noun together. So I also have some noun cards here. Here they are, my noun cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my nouns and my verbs together. So I'm going to mix them together, and you can also play this a game at home. And then I just made a red circle. A red circle to show the verb. So this is like the red sphere we have in the class to show the verb. And we use the circle because it moves around really easy and it reminds us that verbs are action words. So that's my verb. And then here's the noun. So in the class we signify nouns with a black triangle. So you can make those at your house. You can make a black triangle and a red verb, and then we're going to sort and classify our verb and our noun cards between the two. And you can either print these out and do them one time, so where you glue them onto a big piece of paper, that would be really fun, or you can play it a game. So again, you can give everybody some cards and you guys can sort them together. Or if you don't want to print them, you can just write out a few and then sort them underneath as well. So whatever works for you. And the noun, we use the black triangle because it's sturdy and it doesn't move around unless the verb tells it to do an action, okay? So yeah, that's That's how it goes in Montessori. All right, so I'm gonna do my thing here. All right, so the first one I have, it says drink. So is that a noun or a verb? Is this a person, place, or thing? Nope, it's a action word, it's a verb. So drink is gonna go under the verb. Okay, let me see. Let me make sure they're kind of well mixed up. Seems like they're not. Okay, all right, here's one. What does that say? Says dog. So is dog an action word? Is it something that if I say dog, do you guys know? No. So the dog is a noun. Dog is a noun because it's a person or it's a place or it's a thing. So in this sense, it's a thing. Right, okay. Now if we were writing a sentence, we would use the verb drink to tell the dog what to do, right? Because the verb is an action word that tells us what to do or things what to do, and the dog is our noun. Okay, let's do another one. What does this one say? Jog. So is it a noun or a verb? That's right, it's a verb. So it goes here under verb. And let's read this one. Girl. That's right. So is that a verb? No, it's a person. So girl goes here under noun. Okay, let's do maybe two more. What does this one say? They're all stuck together. This one says paper. So is that a person, a place, or a thing? Yeah, it's a thing. Paper is a thing, so it's a noun. Okay, what about this one? Yeah. Sniff. That's right. So is that a verb or a noun? It's a verb. It's an action telling you to do something. Okay, let's do one more. What's this one? Glass. Is it a verb? Is it an action? No, it's a person, place, or thing. It's a thing. And one more. I'm going to do this one. What does it say? Sing. That's right. And it's a verb. Oh, sorry guys. I didn't realize we're out of the screen. Sing. So there we go. So there. So now I've classified some of my nouns and my verbs. And then always what you could do to make it kind of more of a game is you could try to either draw pictures or kind of act out, like if you were a dog that was told to drink, if you were a girl who was told to jog, if you were paper, well, if you were sniffing paper, I guess that's how you could do that one, or if you were singing with a glass, stuff like that. So you can just kind of make it funny and fun. But I think also just sorting your nouns and your verbs is a great activity. Awesome. So tomorrow we'll keep playing with the verbs and the nouns. And then later in the week, we're also going to look at adjectives. Great. Okay. So moving on to our math. Okay, so last week we did quite a bit of review. And I know some of you have done, your numbers to 100 a lot and lots of practice. Some of you less so, same with your teen beats. So we're just kind of doing a review. Wherever you are at, that's awesome. We'll just work from there. And I think it's all really good practice, and there's always good ways of giving yourself new challenges. So the first thing we're going to do today, I sent some teen questions, some 10 edition questions to your grown-ups to print out, and there's just some questions. So basically, if you don't want to use the teen beads we made last week to do the questions, that's fine. If you do want to use the beads to count, then please take out your paper beads. So I'll just give an example of one or two of the questions using the beads to count, and yeah, we'll go from there. So when you're setting up your math questions, just like we would do in class, we would kind of sort our tens away, so they would kind of go in a row of tens like that, and then we would do our bead pyramid so that we can easily access our beads to do our questions. So we have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. There we go. Okay, so I have some questions and you guys have them on a paper. And if you don't want to print out the paper, you can just write the questions and then write the answers. That's another thing to do. Okay, so this is my first question, 10 plus 5. Okay, so 10 add 5. So if I was going to do that, the first thing I can do is I can make a guess. So what do you think 10 and 5 is going to give me? Do you think it's going to give me 7? Maybe. Do you think it's going to give me 18? Maybe. Do you think it's going to give me 15? Maybe. Let's count the beads and see. So I know I need one 10 because I have 10 written here, and this is my 10. So I'm going to grab a 10 and I'm going to add to it the 5 because it says 10 plus 5. And we know that the addition sign means add together, put together. So I'm going to go 10 plus 5. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so when I add 10 and 5 together, the answer I get is 15. So then I'm going to write my answer. 10 plus 5 is 15. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So I think, again, a lot of you kind of know how to do these. I'm going to do one more. Let's do 10 plus 2. Okay, so a good thing to do, like I said before, is to make a guess. So do you think it's going to give me 9? 10 plus 2? Probably not, because it's over 10. So I'm going to grab a 10 and my 2, and I'm going to count them and see what it gives me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It gives me 12. So I'm going to write my 12. 12 is written a 1 and a 2. There we go. So 10 plus 2 gives me, oops, that was upside down. 10 plus 2 gives me 12. There you go. So I want you to practice your questions at home. And again, if you don't want to use the beads, no problem. If you do, they're there for you. And yeah, always fun thing to do is make a guess and see if you're right. Okay. Now, we're going to do one last activity with the 100 board because I just think that this is fun and this is something we should do in the class. And, you know, you're not in class, but I talked to you about some of you guys doing it, and I thought you should still get a chance to do it even though we're not there. Okay, so this is making a 100 snake. Cool, right? Okay, so I'm going to just kind of show you actually because I thought that would be good too. So what I suggest is to get some newspaper because that is the biggest paper that I have in my house, and I'm going to cut a strip of newspaper kind of like as long as I can, and make sure it's a newspaper that your parents say it's okay for you to use and cut because once we cut it we can't put it back together again. Okay, so here's like 2 long strips now that I have. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my strips. I'm just going to grab my glue because I have to much. Here we go. Here's my glue. So I'm going to count. Now I'm going to cut my 100 board. Okay, so I know you guys did this maybe once already where you cut out the tiles. That was an option I gave you. And you're going to cut your 100 board like so. Okay. And then you're going to cut your tiles really nicely, and we're going to glue them onto your snake, okay, in order. So basically we're going to see how many tiles we have and how long our snake can get. Well, we know it's going to be 100, but how it will look when we have a snake that's 100 tile long. Okay, so basically, I'm just going to show you here. So basically like this. So then you're going to take your glue and you're going to glue it on, and you're going to do 1, 2, let's put them right beside each other. They're like kind of like the scales on your snake. There you go, 1, 2, 3. And you're going to go all the way to 100. And I made a head for my snake like this and a little tail. So I know that he's going to be longer than 1 strip. I have a feeling he's going to be 2 strips long, and at the very end I'm going to glue on his red tail as one big snake. So I would love to see your 100 snake when it's done. So if you want to take a picture for me, that would be really great. I would really appreciate that. Okay, so that's kind of like the last activity we're going to do with the 100 board. I hope you really enjoy it. I think that it's always fun to count to 100 and to make cool things, right? It's so much fun. All right, my friends. Okay, I'm just going to move this over to the side. Okay. And then the last thing I wanted to do was a little bit of practicing zippers, because I know a lot of you are really good at zippers, but some of you still need help sometimes. So I actually brought Sloane's little coat to practice with, and I did this with some of my younger friends. But if you're already really good at zipping, I thought what you could do to make it a super challenge would be to go get, this is my coat, so go get a parent's coat, daddy's coat, mommy's coat if it's there, and ask them if you can try doing a super long zipper, okay? So that's up to you which one. I'm just going to show you, kind of remind you how we're doing zipping on a short coat, on Sloane's coat. But yeah, if you want to go grab a big coat and practice, if you're already really good at zippers, that would be fun too. Okay, so when we're zipping, many of you know this, but you're going to take your metal part, and every zipper has a metal part, or should have like a pretty strong plastic part, and it's down at the bottom. So you always need to bring your zipper part down, down, down. And then you're going to insert your second part insert the other side of your coat or sweater into the second part of the zipper. And then pulling it down and then holding the bottom, you're going to pull upwards like that. Okay? So again, I know many of you know already how to zip, and you can practice on a big coat or little coats, and also you can practice doing up other people's zippers. So practicing to do up your own stuff, but then also asking mom and dad, like, hey, can I help you do your zipper? Or if you have a little brother or sister, you can help them, your cousins. Yeah, so just practice zipping and you'll get super fast at it and you can be expert zippers, all right? And the very last thing, I thought we would do a little poem. I know that sometimes we do little activities and poems in class, and I'm missing doing that with you. So this one's really easy, and it's about birds. So it goes like this. 5 little birds without any home, 5 little trees in a row. Come build your nest in our branches tall. We will rock you to and fro. Again, 5 little birds without any home, 5 little trees in a row. Come build your nest in our branches tall. We will rock you to and fro. Awesome. And then the last one is a little moving around one. So I'm going to try to do it standing up so you can see me like this. Okay. So this one goes like this. I saw a little bird go hop, hop, hop. I said to the bird, stop, stop, stop. I went over to say, how do you do? Wiggle, wiggle went the bird, and away it flew. Okay? Awesome. So you want to practice those at home, or we'll do them probably again this week just for fun because we're learning about birds this week. And yeah, also as the week goes on, we'll get into Easter and some activities for that. So thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you had fun. We'll say goodbye to our friends with our rainbow. Bye, my friends. And goodbye from me to you. I love you. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.